Hello, everyone.
Hello, Wilmington.
Welcome to another episode of Monarch Voices. How's everyone doing this week?
Doing good. Doing good.
How are you doing, Dawn?
I am doing well. We've made it through the week.
Yes, it's Friday. TGIF. We're in our winning green colors. Our Eagles green.
Yay.
The Eagles pulled out a nice win last night to kind of set the weekend off very nicely.
Very, very nicely. And I usually hate the Monday night or the Thursday night games because they're late, right?
Yeah.
But I managed to stay up. And actually, I had a guest. I had Ellie slept over last night. And so she and I watched the
game together.
The game together. It was cool.
Yeah, I saw Ellie yesterday. We actually shot an episode of Caterpillar's Corner.
How'd that go?
Our experiment was not successful.
Or maybe you're not supposed to announce that until you.
Well, I'll tell everybody. Just wait for it to come out. It's a very short episode. Our slime didn't work, but we ended up pivoting and painted some pumpkins. It was a good night.
It's all about the pivot.
Yeah, you gotta pivot.
You gotta stay ready to be ready.
Stay ready, so you all gotta get ready.
That's it.
You gotta be sitting on ready.
Stay ready.
So let me tell everybody about Around the Cottage, what we've had going on, what we kind of have going on. The first thing I would like to do is reflect on our board break.
That was super
Our board
cool.
break event last Saturday with Alisha Cooper Wells was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was a mindset changing, a life changing type experience. It was a workshop that it was a very mindful workshop that led into this board break event that was almost like the physical culmination of all of those steps that we took during the workshop.
Yeah.
So shout out to Alisha Cooper Wells and surefirewalk.com. This is the board that I broke, so everyone can see I actually broke hesitation, because that hesitation is what I identified as a barrier that was stopping me from reaching certain goals that I have currently.
Right.
And I just felt it was like everyone got so much out of that, out of that session. You and particularly, my friend.
Yeah, I did, because I was the first one to go, and I didn't break the board the first time. And Alisha immediately said, "You lost focus." She's like, "I saw you take your eyes off the board. Do it again and focus." And I did, and of course I broke it.
Mm-hmm.
And what it meant to me or showed to me was just because one door closes doesn't mean another one won't open.
Yes.
Or one bad apple, does it spoil the whole bucket or not? But I totally feel like it gave me just never give up.
Yeah. Don't give up. Keep going.
And that was the wrong analogy about the apples. I drifted off.
No, it's okay, but the bad apple does spoil the bunch. But what you meant was, if at first you don't succeed, try again. I got you, girlfriend.
That's it, girl. Thank you.
Okay, so also Around the Cottage we have coming up is this is a call out to all of our vendors.
Okay.
Thanksgiving marketplace for the food vendors only. And then we have Small Business Saturday for all the other vendors. Both of those events are kind of getting some buzz in, the local media. So all of you vendors, if you're interested in coming to those events and sharing your products, services with, with our community, please fill out the vendor application and we will get back to you immediately to confirm your space. Outside of that, we just have our routine programming.
Okay.
So Saturday morning, yin yoga. We're going to continue to work on our throat chakra with Sherry.
Yep.
And then Tuesdays, R&B yoga with Cherie.
Right.
Of Hedera Heels Yoga. And shout out to Cherie. She's actually going to be opening a new location right around the corner on Green Bank. So
super excited.
We're so excited for her as well.
Yeah. super excited. You love when you see good things happen to good people,
Yes.
right? Yeah, and we're surrounded right now with just
Positive energy.
Positive energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't. What does Dawn have for her hot topics today?
Nothing major, nothing too outlandish today. Holiday. Have you started to prepare for the holiday? Did you realize how close we were to Thanksgiving and that means Christmas is right behind us?
Well, I've started preparing for the holiday in the sense that I have a turkey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a turkey. I don't know I don't know the logistics of where it's going to be cooked or anything like that. Like, when it's going to be cooked. We know that we're going to have some good food that day. And, but yeah, I have not started planning for the holidays. I need to start working on that. I think it's 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah. When is the appropriate time to start decorating for Christmas?
They say Good Friday. Black Friday. So they say the day after Thanksgiving is when your decorations should go up. Everything should turn from the orange and brown to the red and gold. Mm-hmm. And all of that good stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
And just along the lines of that, it's the season of giving and sharing. And we think about this time of the year, and we want to make sure that our vets and our elders and our and just the unfortunate have what they need, not only because it's the holiday, because their need never changes, right? But just also because the weather's changing, it's getting colder. Some people may not have the necessities. So I'm saying all this to say that if you hear of a good, true organization that is helping the community, give, help. You know what I mean? Everyone, it's time for us to help each other,
That's a good point, because the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is actually Giving Tuesday. Okay. I think we touched on it earlier in the month, because it actually falls in December this year. So to your point, that will be a good time for everyone to, start. There are so many organizations that are doing amazing work. Yeah. And even if you're not able to help everyone, because I know sometimes it seems overwhelming because there is so many issues, so many problems that we feel like we're facing within, humanity. But if there is a chance for you just to contribute a little to an organization that means a lot to you, please do so. So I think last year, for example, on social media, we put a call out to all nonprofits, and we're pretty much like, everybody tag your nonprofits, because we looked for nonprofits to help out last year. And we got about 10. And so we were able, I think, we had $1,000 budget for Giving Tuesday, and we chose to split that up amongst 10 organizations. This year it may be a little different because we're not the new kids on the block anymore. Right. We know these organizations and the ones that are near and dear to our heart. We also know that from a resource perspective, we have contributed a lot to some nonprofits this year, so we're going to try to spread that out for Giving Tuesday. Yep. But please, nonprofits, if you want to come on to the podcast and get your message out there, just please let us know. We will definitely do whatever is needed to support the community on Giving Tuesday.
Sounds good. And it doesn't have anything to do with our cities per se, but I was listening and I heard that I follow 50 Cent.
I love 50.
I follow 50, right? And he did that big film studio and everything down in Shreveport, Louisiana?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. Well, something came out. I guess they decided to switch the film tax law. So it's going away. There won't be, it's either, they're either making it smaller or it's going away complete. What do you feel about companies getting tax breaks for bringing jobs and revenue to a specific city?
I mean, I think that's fine. The problem is that the timeline, that it's not sustainable. So the problem that I found is that in many of these situations where organizations or companies are given tax breaks, and I'm just speaking from my perspective is a little different. You're same, right?
Right.
So we work for global companies that were, bringing jobs to the U.S. So it's, it's kind of the same but a little different. And I think that's fine as long as there is a sustainability plan.
Right.
And once again, my word is accountability.
Right.
So if there are going to be tax breaks, I think that it's very important that those, what they say they're going to do with those breaks actually happen. And that it's not just a 5-year agreement, or it's not just agreement with the current administration.
Right.
And then when that administration leaves, or when that time frame is up, you have all of these layoffs or reduction in force.
Right.
Because, that tax break or that agreement we had was to only bring jobs to Delaware or to the area. I'm using Delaware as an example, to the area for the next 5 years.
Right.
So after that 5 years is up, if you can't continue to feed that corporate monster,
right.
then they're going to take their jobs
Right.
elsewhere.
And and we've seen it. We've seen it in the state of Delaware.
Yeah.
Over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
probably. So yeah. And then just the last thing that I wanted just to touch base off. This is going to be my topics are not going to be long. Huh?
Okay, no, that's no problem. I got a couple for us.
I'm sure. I forgot. So my other thing is I was skimming the Delaware Online today, and I saw that there have been some changes to the marijuana license law. But it still seems like they're kind of unsure, and they said that that they're still working through some of the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I read it correctly, that 300 feet away
Barrier.
barrier that it had to be from a school or a daycare or a home, a residential area, I think that was dropped.
Oh, really?
If I read it correctly, I believe that was dropped. And there's something else that they were saying. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, there's some laws changing around that.
Well, I don't know what to say about the marijuana industry right now. As you know, we went through the process for our retail cannabis license. I think it was. I think that with anything, the process is still change. It's a moving target almost. And the more I think about it, I'm actually kind of, I feel like it was actually kind of a good thing that we are not entering the market right now. I think that there is a lot of wrinkles that need to be ironed out.
I agree.
I think there is still a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. And that's not to say that we still can't be a part of that community. And we can't still, support that community, but I think there is a lot of work to be done. It's a very, very progressive. It seems strange because everybody's been, aware of marijuana or cannabis for a very long time. But the idea of the legalization is a very progressive type of, idea. And then you realize how it also becomes political. So it's the federal, the state, and then you have the local municipalities all have their input too. So I just think from, our perspective as new entrepreneurs, we're 1 year into this entrepreneur life. And maybe the big guys gotta fight that out and let us let us get in where we can fit in a couple years once they figure it all out.
And I'm with you. Totally with you. I think that's it for me. Other than probably maybe just like a you want to talk about anything around the elections or anything.
I think we touched on the election last week.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think people are still trying to process
Yeah.
all of it, but it's been peaceful so far. For some. I know some people have had some testing moments in public. I know that gotten feedback from some of my my friends that they've had tense interactions with other women in public, but overall I think that we got to keep moving forward.
We've got to keep moving forward. We've got to stay positive. We've got to we've got to vote in our local elections. Some of this could have been handled in a different way if we whether who won. It could have been handled in a different way, possibly, if we had really engaged in the local elections. So, okay, what else you have for us?
So, I wanted to skip to my new segment, or my segment, What's Devin Watching? Because I've watched some good TV this week.
What are you watching?
So, first of all, we watched the finale of Love is Blind. I'm so glad that is over. Like, I get pulled into this Love is Blind every season. Well, not every season, just the last 2 seasons. And it's excruciating. And I can't stop watching it. But I just I'm going to have like a little rant. But the idea that people would go into this experiment knowing that people are really looking for love, and others are going into it just for fame.
Which is wrong.
Which is, it's just, there were just so many things about that show that so one guy, he had written down that his goal was to be the most famous person on the show. And then that comes out at the reunion and the girl's like, well, that's not right. Then this other girl, she just got her poor heart broken. Like, it's just, I don't know. Do you watch Love is Blind?
Only with you.
Yeah. So
and from what I saw, it's a reality show. So whatever happens to either one of them, they knew that going into it. And oh well, your heart got broken. Oh well, this is a reality show. You knew what you were getting into for 4 weeks, or did you really think you were gonna find love like that?
That's the part that makes me feel bad for them, though.
Why?
Because they really are trying to find love
on a reality show. On a reality show. Okay.
Okay, well, then it's on them.
That's on them.
I'm
sure they got a nice little check for being on there, right?
They probably do.
Okie dokie.
Okay, then let me keep it pushing to my next. Excuse me.
No, I'm just saying. What's the next one now?
The next show I watched, and I think you'll like this one. It's called Cross, and it's on Amazon Prime, and it's the Alex Cross series.
Oh, I saw the preview.
Featuring Aldous Hodge, and he has been previously on City on the Hill, and he was also on Underground. He's very easy on the eyes if you like dark chocolate, and I know you like dark chocolate.
Shut up, Devin.
Whatever happened to your dating show?
We're still working on it. That's for the new year. Come on now. What are you what's going on with the Cross?
The show is called Cross.
Okay.
It's on is it Amazon? It's wherever they showed the football game last night, which is we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but it was on Amazon Prime. And it's the Alex Cross series. So you may remember that Tyler Perry has played Alex Cross, Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
So a very, very intelligent detective with a PhD in psychology. His wife was murdered. And now he's got the killer is still
out there,
killing, giving clues, doing all this.
That's
So
your kind of show.
So he's got to find the killer. It's kind of like Silence of the Lambs meets, what is it called?
Can you watch it before
Kiss
you
the
go
Girls
to sleep?
and the what's that?
Can you watch it before you go to sleep?
Yes, it's not like that. Well, we only watched one episode, but definitely check it out.
I will. It was on my list for this weekend because I'd seen it. The game. Well, I guess watching the game. Yeah.
So how do you feel about that with the game, the football games, especially last night, it being a local game, and it was on Amazon Prime?
I think that's horrible.
I could not believe it. I thought, so even if I had an antenna, I wouldn't have been able to watch the game, the local game.
And I almost, because I still haven't completely disconnected from Comcast or any, but I have a Samsung TV. So I put, just to see if it was on, if I put it on Samsung Plus or whatever, it said that it was on Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you click on it, it was like a pre-recorded some kind of, something else, talk show or something.
It was a blackout. They blacked the game out for us.
That's what they did. It was a blackout.
It was a blackout. So sometimes I've only ever seen that on basketball, where it was like the the 76ers game. And it's maybe sometimes we can't see the game on ESPN because it's a local game. So they'll black the game out on the national level so that you're forced to watch it on the local, which is cool with me. I don't understand. It's a lot. Look, it's a lot that goes into these contracts.
I didn't know that they can literally black it out.
Yes, it's a lot that goes into TV programming.
Amazon Prime or Prime.
So that means they got the Monday night contract.
Yeah. And imagine how much that contract is. That's crazy.
So that also forces a change in society too, right? So what you have now is, what if you have older people that don't have Prime or they don't know how to find Prime? They started moving the games around a couple years ago. And that's when the older people started having trouble finding the games.
Yep.
Because they started not just being on 3, 6, 10 or Fox.
Yep.
And then they started moving them to all these different channels. I remember Jared's pop-up used to call us he couldn't find the game.
Yeah.
Because we had to tell him what channel it was on. Jared make sure he called ahead of time so pop-up knew what channel the game was on.
That's crazy.
But I couldn't imagine now trying to tell, older person that they have to go all the way to a streaming network to watch their local team. It's just a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay.
Yeah. Because I tried to have Dean tried to watch it, but her TV's Roku.
Okay, she got a Roku.
Yeah, I think so, but there wasn't any place other than, like you said, if she went on to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's just
ridiculous.
It's really changing the whole landscape of media, just television, everything is changing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think some of it's a shame, we were talking today about just the little things that we did, before or back in the day, that we've lost some of that. Even the enjoyment of really good music. I was listening to some older R&B, Phyllis Hyman, Keith Sweat, all that,
Freddie
Jackson, and
Don't
then
you wanna jam
and then listen to the music,
the melodies, the piano work, the violin.
Yes.
Not anymore. It's all beats and clicks and what do they call that? It's like T-Pain. How does he sound? Like auto-tune. Auto-tune.
I like T-Pain.
I do too. And he can really sing.
Yes,
he has a beautiful voice outside of auto-tune. But
have you heard him sing Faithfully by Journey?
No, I'm not.
Beautiful.
I'll download that.
It's very
I know good. He also has a Tiny Desk that he did with NPR, and it's all like acoustic and no tech, no
Really?
like So it sounds good. He's got a beautiful voice.
That sounds really good. Last thing is that for me, as we're going into the holidays, is there anything that you must do or are you just gonna take the be kind of chill this holiday season?
I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chill this season. I'm going to continue to reflect on gratitude and remembrance, and as far as presents are concerned, when I've lived
my presence is the present.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I've been very fortunate throughout my life. That I've accumulated a lot of things, and as far as presents are concerned, it's not anything that is, really on my radar right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got things still in boxes.
Yep.
So I am just going to try to stay grounded, this holiday season, really focus on my mental health and continue to build relationships, because that's where I'm getting my greatest joy right now. In my life is not coming from things or material things. It's coming, I'm going to get emotional, but it's coming from relationships that I'm building. So
that's awesome.
Even if I'm not able to give people a lot of gifts this holiday season, I will make sure, girl, you got me about to cry again.
I'm sorry, don't cry.
I will make sure that everybody knows how much I appreciate them.
Those are beautiful words.
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful words. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel the same. I totally feel the same. And I just like us getting together, eating a bunch of food, and
yes.
And so anytime that happens, it's a go for me. So, anything else?
Yes, I want to talk about one more thing Devin's watching.
Okay, go ahead.
We watched this together yesterday. It's a movie on Netflix. Oh. It's called Rob Peace. So I'll just get everyone caught up. I come into the cottage yesterday. Dawn is already here, and there's a movie that is starting, and the credits are rolling, and it immediately catches my eye. And I asked Dawn, "What is this?" And she's like, "Oh, I think it's called like Rob Peace." And then I look at the screen, and it says based on a novel by Jeff Hobbs. I said, "Jeff Hobbs? I know him." And it comes to find out this movie, Rob Peace, is based on a book that was written by a gentleman that I went to high school with, Jeff Hobbs. And it really talks about the lengths that a gifted young man went to try to save his father, who was wrongly incarcerated. I think we watched it twice yesterday. I would put it on again. I would put it on again and just watch it, because the story is so good. The characters are just so relatable. I think at one point you were like, that looks like our nephew, because it was just such a relatable story. And then I think the cherry on top was that there was this Delaware connection to the story. So Rob Peace on Netflix, everyone, please go ahead and watch that if you're looking for a movie to watch this weekend. I think it's within the top 10 on Netflix, so you shouldn't have any problem finding it.
It was a great surprise. The storyline just really good, writing very good, an enjoyable watch.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So what else?
Last thing I have is the Delaware Bluecoats. We attended the home opener last weekend. We got 2 games in. Shout out to the Delaware Bluecoats. This is your first season as a ticket member. So did you enjoy the first game so far?
I totally enjoyed myself. I only went to the first one. I didn't make it to Wednesday night game or Thursday night game. I didn't make it to that one, but I'm looking forward to I think it's the 22nd.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Is the next home game, and shout out to the Bluecoats and to their team, because a lot of support to make sure that you are getting everything that you need out of your purchase. So kudos to the Bluecoats, and I think my rep is Davion.
Davion. Shout out Davion.
Yeah, cool guy. All right.
Anything else?
Not for me. I don't think so. Just guys, have a great weekend. It's getting colder now, but just have a great weekend. And we're gonna say peace, of course.
Peace,
Love. And butterflies.
Butterflies. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.